All right, let's do a few clips from this great Bernie-Ilhan Omar rally.
Oh, yeah.
I maintain, guys, I'm a massive fan of Ilhan Omar. Gene Bajla and I wrote a great piece for Jacobin where I had some criticisms of her. But first of all, I always critique this zero-sum mentality about friends and allies across the board. And this is a great example of that. This is somebody that you're writing and critiquing if you have disagreements to help encourage, what you think is a constructive path. She's an incredible leader, totally on point. This rally was amazing. Another Matt Karp shout out. He pointed out, people are always talking about how somebody getting elected from a single house district in New York got more votes than Pete Buttigieg ever got.
Yeah.
There's more people in this stadium than Pete Buttigieg ever got. Here's Ilhan Omar.
Of pain and suffering is personal for both of us. The fight for human rights is undeniable. And when we recognize injustices of the past and present, whether it is genocide against Jewish people, Armenians or Rwandans or Bosnians or Native Americans or more, we recognize that recognition isn't about punishing our political foes, but leading within a moral obligation. I am beyond honored and excited for a president who will fight against Western imperialism and fight for a just world.
That is amazing.
I gotta say, in 2014, I hosted a political show with Cal Penn. Believe it or not.
Was that as fun as this?
So much more fun. But no, of course not. But I remember being so depressed. It was about the midterm elections, right?
Yeah.
It was like a 2-month show, kind of in the run up to the midterm elections.
Ooh, those 2014 midterms.
Oh
man.
my God! I was like, man, this
depressing.
is bleak. The biggest story in that those elections was the Ebola crisis. Remember that whole panic? To think that now we have this Somali congresswoman at a giant rally for Bernie Sanders saying we're gonna fight against Western imperialism.
And he's he's a main contender.
Yeah, what is happening?
Right.
We went from the most anodyne, literally no content to those elections at all. No political content, no meaningful political fights.
Right.
It was depressing. To talking about Western imperialism in a sort of mainstream way. It's
incredible.
Crazy.
It's incredible. And I'm sorry, I said to people who claim that foreign policy wouldn't play a role in the election, it did play a role in the election. I mean, this is the major reason of why she endorsed him clearly is because he has the right instincts on foreign policy. And, Warren has mediocre to bad, if we're being real.
Yeah.
One more clip.
We have always believed in that America here in Minnesota, here in our district. The Hmong community, the Black community, the Jewish community, the Muslim community, and every other live side by side. And here in Minnesota, we don't just welcome refugees, but we send them to Congress.
Yeah, she crushed it. That was amazing. That was another incredible. Also, Keith Ellison crushed it too.
Yeah.
Didn't even take any of him. Nina Turner always crushes it.
Yeah.
Final minute, man.
Toxic white Bernie bros.
Yeah, no, I know.
Hate 'em.
That's how we do it.
Yeah.
We spend all of our time talking about how great our political leadership is.
Yeah.
What do you make? I mean, I think his momentum is extremely real.
I think it's very real. I mean, not to sound all Chris Cillizza about it, but it really kind of all come down to Iowa in a way. I don't know if I'm over.
That is the most Chris Cillizza thing.
Yeah, this is my take. I really think that Iowa
Nando's
caucuses.
just I'd like to just say.
Yeah.
setting aside all of the Bill Barr jokes, I think really this comes down to Iowa.
Yeah. Have you ever been to the Iowa caucuses?
No, I haven't.
I went to the Iowa caucus last year. Like, the fact that we pick our president that way is an absolute joke. It is the most preposterous system I've ever seen. Like, they need to send Jimmy Carter in to like watch those elections. Like, it's crazy that is that affects who the president is. That weird ass system in like high school gyms run by like people who have no idea what they're like. Volunteers are like, yeah, I think it says here I'm supposed to. Looks like okay, so you guys are Clinton. Okay. Says like no idea, like it's absolutely insane. But from what I hear, people like from what Ryan Grimm says, I mean, his like volunteer army in Iowa is huge, and from what I saw in the Iowa caucus, like that does seem like it would be a decisive thing, even if he's not polling as strongly as you would like, right? I mean, I remember in the last time around, he was like the day before he was polling like 10 points behind Clinton, and they basically tied in Iowa.
Right.
So I'm clinging to the hope that the polling by definition underpolls Sandersism.
I think it does. I mean,
think it does.
I mean,
a
that's
primary,
my thing is
especially.
like, right? Like, it doesn't have to be that melodramatic. I'm sure that there's a couple of points that you're not seeing. I'm confident in that.
Yeah.
But
he probably still needs to improve the polling numbers.
Definitely. But I feel like it's kind of what I'm saying. I feel like in the last. He has been.
Yeah, he has.
Those numbers are starting to go in the right direction.
I got to say, the AOC thing really brought, like, jolted that campaign into life, I feel like. I mean, it was, God, if she hadn't endorsed him, it would have been, so angry. I would have been so angry. But it really does seem
multiple Twitter terrorist accounts.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh. But
what did Mike Racine say? He's like, yeah, we have to like Bernie and just harass and terrorize anyone who disagrees with us online.
Oh man. But yeah, I mean that's I really think that gave the campaign a sense of confidence that it didn't have before. Like, I think that was kind of a thing that was hanging over it in a way, and that just this coalescing of Tlaib and Omar and AOC around it just really gave it more momentum, and he seems. I mean, maybe there's some truth to the fact that that he was working on 50% with those blockages in his heart, and now he's just like, what? This is great.
I mean, it really does appear so.
Yeah,
like he seems
loose,
cracking jokes. Yeah. He's talking, about his fam. I mean, those are the things like. That's been the only thing that's frustrated me with. I mean, also their ad shop is finally putting out good ads, which matters. But like, it was just kind of like, dude, like even if you think it's all bullshit, you got to do it.
Yeah,
you gotta
do it. Yeah,
gotta talk about the family. Gotta make jokes. Like this is how people do
and
it.
The thing is, he is like a legitimately likable, cool guy.
Absolutely.
When he does that, like, I mean,
100%.
his relationship with Jane is like touching.
Yes.
Like it's so cute. My sister is like obsessed with them. You know how like girls can kind of they get into like the relationships of people. She's like obsessed with it. Like,
totally.
She thinks like, oh, she's like imagining like what they do together.
You just watched a Michael Brooks show video. Subscribe to get them all. Why wouldn't you? Don't be foolish. Click subscribe below and become a patron as well. Patreon.com/TMBS. Thanks, everybody.